Lord Nagatuna Fausto. Welcome back to Chaos Head NoaH. Last time, Takumi went to what is perhaps maybe or may or not have been his parents' house. And we learned a whole bunch of shit about him and about Shogun and Rimi and like, good boy. Hello, Saya. Hello, Zarmagus. Welcome to the stream. Oh my god. Wow. So yes, somebody was a delusion, and it was Takumi himself. And there's a lot I can assume from why he was created. Now I just want to know more about the OG Takumi. Like, what kind of person was he? Was he also an otaku? Did I forget to say hello to you on Tuesday, Void? I'm so sorry. I thought I did. Anyway. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, let's get back into this. Oh boy, I am just so scared. Oh god. So basically something that Rimi said is that basically the delusions that Takumi has. I didn't? Seriously, I'm so sorry, Void. I thought I did. Hello, Olga. Welcome to the stream. Through no will of my own, my legs moves in the direction of my base. Yeah, I really want to see what the original Takumi's personality was like. They were heavy. So heavy, in fact, I wondered if my heels were packed with lead. Except it wasn't just my legs. My entire body felt heavy. By the way, can you guys hear me okay? I tried to do something with the volume so when I get really loud, it won't break your ears. But despite how hard it was to move, I kept telling myself that it was proof that my body existed. That I wasn't a delusionary existence. The sun had already set, meaning there was no one in the city to pay any attention to me as I staggered through the streets. Before now, I would push everyone away, telling them not to look at me. You think it's quieter? Let me see if I can raise the volume from here. I tried. I think I tried to figure out how to set a volume cap, so I was just tinkering with it. I was scared of getting too much attention, of being a laughingstock. But even though I'd done that for so long, right now, I just wanted someone, anyone, to look at me. I wanted someone to see me with their eyes. I wanted someone to acknowledge that I was here. That was the Deus Ex Machina I needed. But no one did. If I randomly yelled out something, I'd probably get looks of disdain. But I didn't have the willpower to go through with that. Especially after what happened to him. Within my sweaty hand was my cell phone. The one I'd gone out to buy with Nanami. I wonder, like, yeah, what is Nanami's deal? How she must be in on this too. I only had 4 numbers registered on it. Rimi's cell phone, Nanami's cell phone, Misumi-kun's cell phone, and the number from my parents' house. I tried desperately to think of a way to prove I wasn't fake with just those 4 phone numbers.
あなたは妄想の存在なんだよ。
You are a delusionary existence.
No. I wasn't a delusionary existence. I was real. I was Nishijo Takumi. I was 17 years old. I was a second year at Suime Academy. I was in a family of 4. I was...
助けて僕を証明して
Help me. Prove that I exist. My teeth were chattering. A clearly audible clacking sound. I wasn't cold whatsoever, and yet I trembled all the same.
助けてよ
Save me. From the 4 numbers I had, I chose Misumi-kun's. Yeah.
ミス
Misu...
タクだろどうしたんだ
Yo, Taku, what's up?
リミとうまいこと言ったかちゃんと童貞卒業できたんだろうな
Everything going smoothly with Rumi? Finally lose your V card?
感謝しろよ気を使って二人にしてやったんだからよ
You got me to thank for that. You see, I had the smarts to leave you two to each other, after all. Misumi-kun was the same as ever. That at least brought me some relief. He did know me. He recognized me as Nishijo Takumi. So I wasn't a delusionary existence. Rimi had just been lying. I knew it.
Again, please tell me if it's too soft.
そういえばついさっき美奈子から言われたんだけどよ
Come to think of it, Minako asked me something a while ago.
え
Who's Minako?
美奈子
Huh? Minako?
ああ俺の女
Yeah, my girl.
で美奈子
We finally got her a name for her. Is it gonna be whose eyes or those eyes?
Anyway, she asked me something.
ここ1ヶ月ぐらい日常と急に仲良くなったけどなんでって
She was all, why have you been suddenly so buddy-buddy with Nishijo this past month?
こいつ何言ってんだって最初は思ったんだけど
Now, at first I thought, what the hell is she talking about?
そもそも俺普通だったらお前みたいなやつとは絶対関わろうとしねえんだよな
Oh my god! I was thinking about this before. Like, why are they friends? Like, oh my god. I was thinking about this.
For starters, I normally would never approach a guy like you, okay?
リミを通して知り合ったってのはなんとなく記憶にあるんだけどよ細かいことはなぜか思い出せねえんだよな
Yep, he got. Yeah. Oh my god. He really did get mind fucked to be Takumi's friend. Amazing. Holy shit. Jeez.
I, sort of remember knowing you through Rimi, but I can't seem to remember anything beyond that, really. It was the same. It was the same situation I'd experienced earlier. Stop it. I don't want this. Don't say anything else, please. You could have just talked about girls like you always do. So why? Today of all days, did you have to...
お前
Hey, Taku.
いつ俺とダチになったんだっけ？
Absolutely, Nagitone. Yeah, there's Shogun. Yeah. Shogun would be the one would be Sua. Yeah.
When did we become pals again? God, I do not know. I got too freaked out, so I instantly hung up. I felt like I was about to cry, yet no tears came. It simply felt like my heart was being torn to shreds. Next, I decided to try calling home.
It's like a reverse Truman Show type dealio. Super interesting.
Despite how hard my fingers were trembling, I somehow managed to select the number and press the call button. Nanami had registered this one. I hadn't put it in myself, so there was no doubt the call would go through. Considering what time it was, would my dad be home? Had my mom left already? Was Nanami there? Even if it did connect, what would I even say? Hey, I'm your son, right? They would probably think I was screwing with them, that I was being stupid. And in truth, it was a stupid question. What if they said no? What if they said, our son Takumi is eating dinner with his sister in the living room? What if the phone call that was supposed to prove I was real actually did the exact opposite? What if they asked, who are you? As the negative thoughts continued to swell up in my mind, I grew more and more afraid. I didn't want to know the outcome. I was really scared, and I couldn't control it. I felt like I was about to go insane. My breathing grew ragged. I could barely breathe anymore. Right then, the call connected. With the phone next to my ear, I prepared myself. I knew it.
Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. We're sorry. You have reached a call that has been that is disconnected. Feel free to Why did it auto scroll? Fucking hell. I can't read the a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check.
No one would prove that I was me. There was no one that could. I wanted to die. Raising my head, I noticed Yamanote Dori in front of me.
Oh no.
With lots of cars coming and going.
Well, yeah, I imagine they do look the same. And a lot of people would be confused. Oh, God. Or rather, they looked the same before the delusion started.
Maybe it was for the best that I died. There was no value in a fake being alive. It was worthless. Even if a monster did try and live in this world, they'd just end up being persecuted. I'd neither hopes nor dreams. My existence itself was repulsive to people. I wanted to be freed from all of this.
Takumi, you gotta live for your own sake.
If I died, I'd be free. After all, there'd be no more need to think. There'd be nothing more to suffer from. There'd be no one to laugh at me. There'd be no one to betray me. I wanted nothingness. I brought my heavy legs one step forward. In this place free of traffic lights, I staggered onto the road.
Oh no. Oh God.
I had a feeling that salvation awaited me there. The glaring brightness from a pair of headlights. The discordant noise of a car horn. The unnerving sound of squealing tires. Come on, kill me. Kill this fake me, this unsightly monster. Kill me. But no matter how long I waited, the impact never came. I opened my eyes. A car was stopped right in front of me. I was still standing on the road on my own 2 feet. The driver got out and started shouting at me about something. He shoved me as he kept on screaming. Why? I broke down crying then and there.
どうして引き殺してくれないんだ
Why won't you run me over? Why won't anyone save me? Why won't anyone release me? Was a fake not even worth killing?
As Sakiyata Rimi walked beneath the Shibuya Station underpass, she took out her cell phone. She had walked straight here after parting ways with Takumi. She then selected the number registered in her address book as Nana-chan and placed a call. They picked up the very next moment.
私
Yeah, it's me.
実はちょっとした報告があります。
Truth is, I have something to report.
ナナちゃんをこれから助けに行こうと思って。
I think it's time to go and save Nana-chan now. Who is Nana-chan? Oh, Nanami. Oh, of course, Nana-chan's Nanami. Jeez. Oh, she really is kidnapped now? Wait, what? Wait, did she get kidnapped for real? What the fuck is going on? Okay, so the whole thing with the hand, that probably wasn't even Shogun's plan. That was probably fucking, freaking Sua's plan, the whole thing with the hand. Like, so how did Sua know about Shogun? Like, to misspell it in his emails called Shogun. I forget, like, I wonder who gave him that information. It was purely only verbally because he misspelled it. Huh. But then how did we saw, so Nanami got kidnapped again afterward? But then why does Sua want Takumi the second to activate his activate his D sword? Does he want like a worthy opponent or something? That seems like he was there with Bond when they questioned Takumi. Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks. That was such a brief encounter. I see. Thanks, Olga. Rimi had an idea of where Nanami was being held, as well as who had abducted her. A theory she had only come to, because she had been in a similar situation herself once before. Oh, wow. Are we gonna get more flashbacks about her and the original Takumi? Shogun suddenly now is like a really cool badass. I actually would like him to live. I hope he does. Maybe there might be room in the universe for two Takumis? It was a past she wanted to forget, but it was one she was ready to confront in order to rescue Nanami. No matter how steeped in darkness those memories may be. Well, like, Void, he's a serial killer who kills people in, like, super brutal ways. So he's totally fucked up. Makes sense he would do these kind of things to find a worthy opponent, you know? The reaction of whom she had called was exactly as Rimi had predicted, leading her to inevitably start laughing. You don't trust me, do you? I'm telling you, it'll be fine. Both her voice and expression were cheerful. Not an ounce of the grim resolve she carried could be felt. To an outside observer, it would simply look as if she was having a fun and engaging conversation. Besides, it's all in the past. If I was to choose between my feelings or saving Nana-chan, I think it's pretty obvious which one I'm gonna pick. Because now it feels like, if you think about it, like, Rimi really hasn't spent too much time, honestly, with Takumi. With our Takumi. It does feel like she'd be a better love interest for Shogun. It's weird. I don't know. I'm shipping them even though I've barely seen them interact. But just, like, the length she's willing to go for him. And, like, knowing, like, what the risk he's putting himself at. I don't know. Like, I really get a sense of a very strong connection between them. What to choose between my feelings of saving Nana-chan? I think it's pretty obvious which one I'm gonna pick. Like I told you, I want to be your strength. But also, I don't want to drag Taku into this. As she said that, Rimi's expression clouded over. Hey, is it okay if I tell you something? It won't take long.
いろいろ
Yeah.
ひどいこと言っちゃったんだ。
I told Taku a lot of awful things.
しかもそんなことしておいてすごく自分勝手なんだけど、
And well, I know it's selfish to say this after everything I've done.
私彼と一緒に過ごした時間はとっても楽しかったって思っちゃってるんだ。
All the time I spent together with him, it was all really, really fun.
何もかもが妄想でまみれたまやかしでしかなかったのに、
Even though it was all make-believe. Even though it was all steeped in delusions.
学生生活も
My school life.
あの学校に私やタクが通ってることも、
Taku and I going to that school.
Hello, Shimiya Beatrice. Yeah, I imagine. Like, suddenly, like, the real Takumi feels like super badass.
大臣と友達だっていうことも、
Being friends with Daijin.
私がタクと一緒にいようとしたことも、
Me trying hard to stay by Taku's side.
タクの存在そのものも、
And even Taku's existence itself. Little by little, Rimi's pace slowed. Multiple strangers passed her by.
タクってどうしようもないくらい情けなくて、
Yeah.
どうしようもないくらい弱くて、きっと普通の女だったら見向きもしないような男の子なんだよ。
Why did he make him like that? Was it all like to have like less strain on the delusion? Like someone that nobody would have to interact with to like be less like the least strain on the delusion, because the more people know about him, the more memories he has to make. So he made someone who will have as little social interaction as possible. Like, is that why Shogun made him like this?
Taku was so helpless, weak, and pathetic. He's the kind of boy a normal girl would never even look at, let alone go near.
It's interesting. Out of all of them, it's Yua seems like suddenly a good match for Takumi if she wanted, because she was being mostly honest, a lot more honest than Rimi was.
As she spoke, she squeezed the hand she held the cell phone with.
なのに私の心には楽しかったっていう気持ちがあるの。
And yet, despite it all, my heart tells me how fun it was.
なのに私の心にはもっと一緒にいたかったっていう気持ちがあるの。
Despite it all, my heart tells me how much I want to spend more time with him.
この気持ちって何なのかな。
What do these feelings mean? Looking up, she saw the neon-lit night sky. No stars were in sight. For an ephemeral moment, Rimi stood beneath it. A slight smile rose to her face when she received a response.
さてと、そろそろ切るね。
Well, I've gotta hang up now.
本当に大丈夫だって。あなたは何も心配しないで。私が全部決着をつけてくるから。
Ooh, that's wow, that's a phrase that carries a lot of weight.
I'll be fine, really. You don't have to worry about a thing. I promise. I'll put an end to everything myself. Okay?
Takumi.
Takumi?
Yeah.
having lost all of my willpower before I realized it, I found myself back at my base. I didn't know how I got in here after failing to die at Yamanate Dori. My memory was hazy.
このコンテナって誰がどうやってここまで運んだんだろう。
This container. Who put it here? And how? It was something I'd never even thought about until now. But now that I was, I couldn't help but notice how odd it felt. And the more I thought about it, the more the feeling encroached upon my mind. The moment I closed the door, the room went pitch black. Leaning against the door, I simply stood there, still as could be. Inside the quiet room, all that could be heard was the sound of my shallow breathing and the hum of the fan inside my PC. I thought that maybe surrounding myself in darkness would make things easier, since I wouldn't have to be conscious of my pitiable self, but it had the exact opposite effect. Unable to see anything, and with nothing else to listen to.
Oh yeah, no, it's not.
Raimi's cruel words from before repeated endlessly in my mind.
あなたは妄想の存在なんだよ。
You are a delusionary existence.
My own moans disgusted me more than ever before. I even felt nauseous. I was already a disgusting freak even before all this. But if my very existence itself was warped, I was already beyond saving. I wanted to disappear completely. As I tripped over the trash scattered across the floor, I stumbled my way to the end of the room.
Back here. Hello, Phantom. Welcome to the stream.
I turned the lights on, scaring away the dark. I then grabbed the Seraton figure, post-awakening version, that had just so happened to enter my line of sight, and sat down in my chair. I brought her close to my chest. She was really small, and she was really hard, too. She didn't breathe, nor did she speak. She didn't have the warmth that a 3D girl had.
No more delusions.
Despite that, she was all I had left. Raimi had left me. I didn't know where Nanami was. Senna had attacked me. Kozubi hadn't protected me. Yuo was my enemy.
He still thinks this. God damn it.
And Ayase was hospitalized. These were the only girls I knew the names of, and none of them would do anything for me. Reality was harsh. It didn't give a damn about a monster like me. With my trembling hands, I tightened my grip on Seraton. Then tighter, and tighter, tight enough to break her. I wanted to disappear completely. If that was how I thought, shouldn't I just act? Ultimately, I was just playing the tragic protagonist right now. Even if I was overcome with sorrow, no one's gonna empathize with me. Nobody was looking at me, nobody was here for me. They had all abandoned me. No, I didn't have any real bonds. There was no one in my life I could count as a friend. I didn't even have a family. I was a fake after all.
Oh no! Oh yeah, god damn it, you're right, Void. Ah, fuck.
オタクばっかり並べてる。
I'm just talking nonsense at this point. Just shut up and die already.
Oh god, fucking jump scare area. God damn it.
Setting down Seroton, I sluggishly got up from my chair and found a plastic cord lying under my bed.
Oh no!
I picked it up, made a ring big enough for my head to fit in, and tied the other end to a pipe of the loft bed.
Oh god, oh god.
死んでやる、死んでやるよ、死んでやるんだからな。
I'm gonna do it. I really am. I'm gonna do it. So... There was no one to stop me. But of course there wasn't. I was the only one in this room. I managed to secure the plastic cord quite well. Dying is surprisingly easy, I thought to myself.
Yeah, I want to see, I want to hear more of Shogun's voice. Even though it's the Takumi voice actor doing like a more badass, like. Oh god, somebody better stop him.
I put my head inside the ring and tightened it around my neck. Normally, you couldn't hang yourself just from a loft bed. It wasn't high enough. If I kicked my legs out from under me, height wasn't an issue. What I needed was the resolve to die.
They don't have the same voice actor? What? It really seems like they do. Holy shit. Dang. Yeah, Void, but you know what? Every single one of the Chaos Head videos is red dollar sign anyway, because the person who owns the background music of this game is absolutely fucking merciless.
Now at the end, I looked over at Seroton, who smiled at me from atop my desk. Starting with Seroton, my wife who was lined up on the shelves would be the ones that would see me to the other side. I was struck by sorrow. Loneliness filled my heart. I felt a twinge in my nose.
さよなら。
Goodbye. Placing all my weight on the cord, I kicked my legs out.
Oh my god.
The cord started strangling me. It was putting immense pressure on my neck. It dug into my flesh hard. It hurts. Before I knew it, I was unconsciously trying to relieve the pressure with my fingers. I moved my legs back into place, then went to stand up. But if I did that, I wouldn't be able to die. If I didn't keep all my weight on the cord, I wouldn't be strangled, so I endured it.
Oh God.
My throat hurt. Rather than being unable to breathe, the pain of it digging into my neck was the worst part. Hurry up. Hurry up and die already. Suffering continued. It was so immense I couldn't even pass out. My body swayed aimlessly. Around and around it swayed, my legs kicking up and down. The pipe on my loft bed started creaking.
The bed's gonna break. Yep.
And suddenly, my body lost all support. And I violently crashed to the floor, landing flat on my ass. The impact I felt in the bones of my pelvis made me writhe in pain. At the same time, I was desperately sucking in air. As tears welled up in my eyes, I looked up at the cord that had been tied to my bed, only to find that it had snapped in two at the center.
Oh my God. Thank God.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Of all the times for me to fail, why at the very end when it mattered most? I knew I was beyond saving. A good-for-nothing loser that hadn't managed to accomplish even a single noteworthy thing in his entire life. Not that I was a person to begin with. But to fail even when trying to die, it was just too much. Why couldn't I die? Even though I wanted to die. Even though I wanted to die. Now that I knew how painful it was to be hanged, I would never have the will nor the courage to attempt it again. Someone, anyone, teach me a way I can die in peace. Please. Seeing my shameless tendency to rely on others rear its head once more, I was hit with a wave of nausea. I really was completely and entirely useless.
Oh God. Rock bottom. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. Bon is being lured into a trap. Oh God. Human presence quickly faded from the hospital, cloaked in night. Perhaps after taking in all the life and death during the day, it took this time to regain balance. At this time, the hospital housed neither the scent of life nor the scent of death. Only a quiet emptiness reigned. Bon Yasuji chuckled to himself as he realized the odd nature of his thoughts. Despite the minor self-flagellation, it did indeed feel especially quiet tonight. It was not yet time for the lights to be on. Leaving the corridor steeped in darkness, there was not even a single sign of any nurses. Immediately after stepping foot into the lobby, Bond was hit with a very bad feeling. Yep. There was no logical reasoning behind it. It was simply what one might call a detective's gut.
My gut is usually right for the most part.
In his mind, he believed it to be an oddly superstitious thought, but this may have simply been a way to dismiss the feeling. While the taxi had driven him to the hospital, Bond had attempted to call Sue's phone numerous times. But each and every one of them had failed, which only served to demonstrate his junior's precarious situation all the more clearly. Oh no! There was no time to waste. He had to find the place where Sue was being held within the large hospital and rescue him. All while not being detected by the kidnapper. The linoleum floor would have made his footsteps echo. To avoid this, Bond took off his shoes before entering the lobby. Winter was swiftly approaching at this time of year, a fact Bond was readily made aware of when the chill from the floor sent shivers up his soles. Bond-san! Oh God. The sound of the automatic front door echoed throughout the room, followed by the voice of a girl calling out Bond's name. Oh, this is a trap! Oh, yeah, there's Yua. The surprise of her seeing her in the lobby, but Bond had lost for words. Hurried towards her in a panic. She's gonna awaken her sword and save him, I bet. Beyond her glasses, her eyes threw anxious glances at her surroundings.
Why'd you follow me? I told you to hide somewhere safe.
すみません。でも、私、
I'm sorry, but Bond looked for any signs of Momose, but she was nowhere to be seen. Realizing she had come alone, Bond scratched the top of his head with a concerned expression.
今すぐ戻れ。遊びじゃねえんだぞ。
You need to leave, now. This isn't a game.
それは分かっているつもりです。
I understand that. I do, but
分かってるなら帰るんだ。
If you understand, then take your butt back.
right as he spoke, a creaking sound came from the hallway across the lobby. Oh, is this Shogun? Let's see. In the very center of this empty, dark hallway, slowly an empty wheelchair made its way toward Bond and Yua. Then, at nearly the same exact time, someone could be heard running up the stairs.
とにかくユアちゃんは帰れ。いいな。
Yua-chan, get out of here now! You hear me?
Before he'd even finished giving his warning, Bond had already started running. He followed the footsteps up the stairs without even waiting for Yua's answer. Given his typically languid demeanor, the speed at which Bond moved was like nothing anyone could have ever imagined. As he followed the footsteps, Bond found himself on the roof of the outpatient ward. There were lines of shrubbery installed on the rooftop, forming a garden of sorts. It was most likely a space of healing for the patients there, but regrettably, as the lights were off, Bond could not see what kind of flowers were blooming there. Given the fact that Bond was on the roof, it was only natural that the wind would blow strong. With ragged breaths, Bond quickly surveyed his surroundings. Without a shadow of a doubt, this is where the man behind the footsteps must have run. But now he was nowhere to be seen.
Was I led here on purpose?
The man had fled while causing sounds that had seemed purposeful. Bond could not think of any other reason for him to have done that aside from leading him here. Bond did not have his gun on him. As he was apprehensive about being unarmed, he looked for something that could serve as a weapon, but to no avail. With a gulp, he wiped away the sweat on his forehead with his fingers. Step by step, he made his way to the center of the garden. Here and there, Bond could see a few hiding spots tucked within the shadows of the benches and shrubbery. He put himself into a fully alert state, one in which he could respond to a potential attacker no matter the direction they came from. The garden was set up in a circular fashion, with benches placed around it in accordance with its shape. And it makes sense for Yua to be here because Sua killed her sister. Bond strained his eyes as he looked at each bench in order, and on one of those benches, his eyes landed upon a strange object. Is that the D-sword? Is that his D-sword? Keeping a close look on his surroundings, he slowly approached the bench. As he got closer to it, its shape was made clear to him. Oh, it's the helmet. The fake helmet. It was around the size of a soccer ball, round and dark. It was a severed human head. No, it wasn't. Bond, who had investigated countless murder cases involving dismemberment in the past, quickly recalled an image of a photo he had once seen. The bad feeling in his chest grew stronger and stronger. Recognizing the possibility of it being his junior's head, vengeful anger and furious rage toward the perpetrator bubbled up from within. Bond gritted his teeth and drew ever closer to the bench. The object did not move a single inch. The wind of the night continued to blow. Ooh. Then Bond heard a gunshot. He froze in response to the sudden sound. Normally the detective would duck and investigate the direction of sound it had come from, but he was unable to even do that. No. In actuality, there was no need for him to do that anymore. Oh, yep, he got shot. Oh. Feeling a burning heat in his chest, Bond touched it with his hand. A slippery sensation. Something was flowing out from his body, accompanied by the very particular smell of blood. Only a short moment following the gunshot did Bond's mind begin to register pain within him. He had been shot. The moment he realized this, all strength left his legs. Unable to remain standing, he collapsed to the ground. There he is. Dun dun dun. The footsteps from earlier were approaching him. As his vision grew blurry, he desperately looked up at the person drawing near. A dark shadow with a gun in its hand. A shadow so dark Bond could not recognize its face.
Man.
A voice came.
I told you to back off, but you just couldn't help yourself.
A voice he recognized.
A real shame, sir.
Bond, collapsed in a heap, was met with the ridicule of one man, Sua Mamoru.
Sua?
God damn it! Oh, everything happened exactly as we would think. Yua, you gotta save him.
You shot me? You bet. Guess it's my first time to celebrate my first shot while out on the field, eh?
As he laughed into the night, Sua casually picked up the object from the bench. I mean, we needed, there weren't really any other suspects. Like, any other legit suspects there.
ちなみに先輩、やけにこれに注目してたっすけど、そんなに珍しかったんすか？
Are we gonna see his D sword? I really want to see what it looks like.
Well, I've got you here, sir. You were eyeing this an awful lot. Is it really that weird to see?
ダーススパイダーのヘルメット。
This, Darth Spider helmet, I mean.
Sua, who had now returned to Bond, held the dark helmet in front of the detective's face in an ostentatious manner. Yep, he's freaking Adachi.
Serves me right.
He's literally Adachi. It is insane how this came out in the same year as Persona 4. My god. Chiyomaru must have been so fucking pissed. Like, seriously. I know I would be so fucking pissed. Like, I was like, come on! That's not fair. As Bond laughed, his vision grew blurrier and blurrier. Both his arms and legs felt extremely cold. His chest hurt, but not just from the physical pain. He also felt, oh, is he whose eyes are those eyes? He also felt an intense gaze upon him, but he had no more strength to conclude whether it was Sua's or someone else's. Knowing that his life would last only a few more minutes, Bond forced his growingly heavy body to face upward. With arms and legs outstretched, only the night sky lay above him. The sky overcast with no stars to be seen. But even if there were any left in the sky, Bond had long since lost the ability to see them. After a few coughs, the taste of blood spread through his mouth.
So, I've got a word.
And then he says, like, bulletproof vest! And he just springs up and, like, socks him in the face.
お前はバカだ。まだガキでどうしようもないくらいのバカなデカだ。
You're a schmuck, and you're still a hopeless kid. A boneheaded schmuck of a detective. Beyond help.
だが、俺はお前のこと結構買ってた。
Oh, God.
But still, I never once doubted you.
自分は先輩が鬱陶しくてしょうがなかったっすよ。
Yup, he works for Nozomi. Oh, boy.
You were giving us way too much trouble, sir. Nothing I could do about it.
気持ちはわかる。
I get what you mean.
Bond's breathing grew increasingly shallow. Only a faint wheezing sound could be heard leaking from his throat. Before long, he would be unable to perceive anything anymore.
何者なんだ、お前。
Hello, Mystery Theater. Welcome to the stream.
Who the hell are you?
With his consciousness fading in and out, Bond spoke one final question. And in response, Suwa pointed the muzzle at Ban, then giving his reply.
魔法使いっす。
I'm a bona fide wizard.
バ
You schmuck.
Before either of them could realize it, the wind had stopped blowing. The darkness had quickly turned into a place of serenity. And within it, two figures remained frozen still. But that, too, remained only for an ephemeral moment. Sua's figure, now curled around the trigger, slowly moved inward. Is that it?
先輩に信仰の救い。
Oh, fuck.
May the divine light save you, sir.
Dang. Nobody came to save him. Ah, fuck. Oh, what the fuck is going on? Oh, God, that's horrible. My God. Oh, God. Can Grimm see this? Oh, shit. I wonder who Grimm is. Could Grimm be in on this too? Wow, so Bond just died? Are you serious? Just like that? Why was Yua even there? Oh my God, things are going from bad to worse here. What the fuck? Oh God. Oh, I guess I have to click. What? Lol, 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 lol. He's not taking it seriously. After all this time, only now you become Chuny? Lamau. Kick him. Or were you rejected by an IRL girl? In that case, I got some good news for you. Oh, OBS had a little hiccup. Oh, God. If you stay a virgin till 30... you become a wizard! Oh my God, how ironic. How ironic. Kill Mister. Kill Nay. That's a pro tip from Grimm. Oh God. Grimm is not taking this seriously. Speaking of pro tips, apparently there's going to be a festival in about an hour. Oh wow. That doesn't sound good. It'll be at Shibuya Scramble Crossing. Oh boy, that sounds like when they're gonna do the big earthquake machine. Oh boy.
Jesus, you're annoying. What the fuck, lol? Well, if that's what you want. You should go. You're a celebrity, so you'll be the center of attention.
Oh god. Damn it, that's horrible.
Maybe you can get someone there to kill you?
Oh my god.
Turning off my PC monitor, I hug my knees with my arms.
Things are just going...
殺してよ
Big bro!
誰か
Someone, please kill me.
お兄ってば
Do you hear me in there? Oh my god. Nanami's back? Where was she? What the fuck has been going on with Nanami?
In my hand was Seraton, my one and only ally.
おーい開け
Hey, open up!
Perhaps because I've been holding her in my sweaty hands for a while. My slender limbs were all sticky, and not only that, but her arms have been bent.
ろほら開けろ
Come on, open up!
That voice. It couldn't be. How?
バカ鬼
You big jerk!
There's no way I'd misheard that. Out of every girl that visited my base, there was only one dumbass who would scream outside of it like that. Nanami was here. I was so unsurprised at how indifferent I felt in response to that fact. I just didn't care. What would her coming here while I was this far gone even do for me? Besides, it wasn't like it was out of the ordinary for Nanami to come here. Hadn't Rimi said that she was going to rescue her anyway?
開けないとひどいんだからね
If you don't open the door right now, you're really mean! I will do it. Void, I will.
The noise was starting to irritate me. Just leave a monster like me alone. Nanami should have been focused on her right hand, not me. Not that I knew what had happened to it. I didn't have it in me to talk to anyone anymore.
お兄
Hey!
But she was being too loud, so I was forced to get up from my chair and head to the door. The door seemed oh so far away to me, which made me realize I was scared to see her. The second I opened the door, Nanami shivered a little and then fell silent.
お兄
Big bro.
Even though she'd been shouting at the top of her lungs just a few moments ago, she was acting strangely meek just now,
And her hand just doesn't have a bandage on it anymore.
I was confused. I'd barely ever seen Nanami act like this. So a thought crossed my mind. Was this Nanami real?
いるなら早く出てよ
If you were here, you should have answered sooner.
入っていい
Can I come in?
I didn't answer. Ignoring her question, I headed back to my room and sat down on the sofa. I once again took hold of my Seraton figure and gripped her tight. So tight, in fact, that my hand hurt slightly. But it didn't matter, because that pain, too, was a delusion. Nanami followed after me, entering the room in silence. When she came inside, as if she didn't know what to do at that point, she moved aside the magazines scattered across the floor and squatted down. She didn't speak, even though normally she'd have started scolding me the second she got the chance. She looked at a fixed point on the ground as she hugged her knees close. She had a depressed look on her face. A bandage was barely visible beneath the sleeve in her right wrist. Okay, so she does have the bandage. I was about to say, if you sit like that, I'll see your panties, but I stopped myself. This Nanami had to be a delusion. I was one too, after all. Everything in this world was made up of delusions. Delusions developed only within my mind. Both me and this delusion I was looking at were fake. So if I saw her panties or even she walked around town buck naked, it made no difference to me whatsoever. Averting my gaze from Nanami, I looked up at the ceiling, with no particular goal in mind. I started counting the rusty spots. I didn't want to look at Nanami. I'd only feel empty if I did. Silence took over. Only the sound of the fan in my PC could be heard throughout the cramped room. Even though every time Nanami came to my base, it turned into my own personal hell. One that was annoying as could be. I still felt that way. But those memories, too, might have been delusions. Hey, big bro? Say something. A voice devoid of all energy. This couldn't be Nanami. Therefore, she must have been a delusion. Why won't you say anything? Doesn't the bandage worry you? I concentrated on my task of counting the rusty spots. I don't care, you're a delusion. Even if you were the real one and completely unrelated to you. So that's how they justify the root? God damn it. I'm a delusion, so I'm not related to you by blood. Say something, please. The sound of rustling cloth rang through the quiet room, followed by a ringing in my ears. My head hurt. These two were delusions, though, so I paid them no mind. Whether Nanami was throwing off her clothes, taking off her bandage, or doing something unthinkable, it wouldn't surprise me. I didn't care. This was a delusion, and so was I. Even if there wasn't a concrete line of logic, it was the obvious conclusion to reach, and that was the end of that. Hey, look! I wasn't gonna look. I was too afraid. Bruise. Jeez. Bruise, eh? Thankfully, the bruise is pretty much gone now. It was super swollen at first. I knew it had to be unrelated. I was playing basketball when I fell pretty hard.
Won't you at least look at it?
ナナってお兄に心配されたこと一度もないな。
God, this is heartbreaking. Then again, you've never really worried about me before. Huh, big bro.
逆はしょっちゅうなのに。
Even though I always worry about you.
I didn't want to see anything. I didn't want to think about anything.
ねえ、ナナミ。
Hey. Nanami. Without meeting her eyes, I called out to my sister. Or to the girl whose identity I wasn't sure of.
お前が本物でも偽物でもどっちでもいいよ。
I don't care whether you're real or fake, so... Right now, I only wanted one thing.
僕を殺してくれないか。
Won't you... kill me?
You missed the whole fucking action scene and killer reveal. God damn it. Bond is fucking dead. At the front entrance to Age Tokyo General Hospital. Kusunoki Yua fixed her gaze beyond the automatic door. Having been told by Bond to get out of here now, she reluctantly complied and went outside. However, in her worry, she could not bring herself to go any further. Bond had followed the mysterious figure and vanished up the hospital stairs. It had not even been 3 minutes since then, but hoping that Bond had already returned, Yua peeked into the lobby. This was after Bond had headed into the hospital alone. Yua had ignored Momose's orders and had followed after him. Also, she could get one step closer to the truth behind her little sister's death. And the true perpetrator. The person who had told Bond to back off with the phone and abducted Bond's junior, someone who must have been named Suisan, was most likely the same one that had killed her sister, Mia. What was Misumi's girlfriend's name again? Jeez. That's the feeling you had, and as such, she had been unable to hold back her impulsive emotions. Despite Bond's various warnings about the dangers of involving herself with this case, Yua had come nonetheless. Moreover, it was not as though Yua would be able to achieve anything by coming here. She was nothing more than a powerless high schooler after all. Somewhere in her mind, it was Minako. Yeah, okay. Just checking. It was, Mia. Okay. If that happened, she would have the opportunity to question them directly. Why did my sister have to die? That was the one thing Yua had to ask. Suddenly, Yua felt a gaze upon her. She nervously scanned her surroundings. It had not even been 2 hours since the sun had set, yet oddly enough, the hospital's front entrance was eerily quiet. Right next to it was the urgent care entrance, which also served as the entrance for emergencies. And yet, not even there housed any signs of human presence. I wonder, is Shogun gonna come too? He could probably take care of Sua. A train gently ran its tracks outside the hospital. Hardly any cars passed by the large street in front of it. There was nary a single passerby. housed between the sleepless cities of Shibuya and Shinjuku, where Yua was now akin to an abyss of darkness, formed in the interstice of two bursts of blinding light. No figure that could conceivably be responsible for the gaze was visible. Holding back her anxiety, Yua placed her hand on her chest and let out a small sigh. Following this, she found herself glancing over at the hospital ward. What the fuck? Is that her sister? There, at the entrance to the hospital ward, stood a single girl. Oh god, it's a delusion! You can't trust! Oh god! The lights were out, rendering the area very dimly lit. And yet the girl's figure was clearly visible amid the darkness.
Mia-chan.
Mia-chan? Without intending to, Yua whispered that name. Her sense of reason told her it was impossible, but nonetheless, she could not keep those words from escaping. The girl was a mirror image of her. A mirror image of her twin sister that was no longer of this world. Moreover, Yua recognized the clothes she was wearing. She knew almost for a fact that they were her sister's clothes. The possibility of her being a ghost filled Yua with fear. Fear that made her hair stand on end. Suddenly, the girl turned and headed for the automatic door marking the entrance of the hospital ward. The moment she grew close enough, the door quietly slid open. It isn't a ghost. Yua was in shock, but before she could register anything more, she promptly ran after the girl and into the hospital ward. Oh boy. Now it's time for her to confront Adachi. Oh boy. Inside, perhaps due to it being past closing time, it was even quieter than outside. Each time Yua took a step forward, her footsteps echoed forth into the depths of the corridor. It had been just the same in the outpatient ward, but the fact that it was even quieter here made her very uneasy. The girl had disappeared up the stairs. Yua heard the faint sound of laughter coming from ahead. It's like a scene straight from a ghost story. With that on her mind, Yua cautiously made her way up the stairs step by step, inch by inch. She arrived on the second floor. Glancing around the corridor, she did not see anyone, something she had expected. But just as she was suspecting that it may have been a mere illusion, well, we know what's causing it. Like, we know what's going on, Void, so it's not, like, we know what's happening completely. A girl's laughter sounded from the floor above. That voice and the sound of its laughter. Were identical to what Yua had heard time and time again in the past. Climbing to the third floor and looking down the corridor, Yua saw a girl with the same face as her standing there. So is this like, I assume that, basically this is probably Sua's ability. Sua can project illusions. Oh yeah, but no, Rimi could do that too. Rimi did the exact same thing. So this seems like a high level ability. And I guess Takumi's existence is like an extension of that ability. A girl with the same face as her standing there. One of the victims of the first New Gen case, the group dive. Her little sister should have died 2 months ago. Kusunoki Miya was stood right there, with an unmistakable sense of presence. That's impossible. You were removed her glasses and rubbed her eyes. However, even after putting her glasses back on, she looked to see that Mia was still there.
みやちゃんなの？
Is it you, Mia-chan?
どう思う？
What do you think? A voice so clear it could never be an illusion. Oh, that's probably the fan voice. I can turn that off. And that intrepid smile on her face, that laughter in the air. It was exactly the same as you were remembered from her sister. Mia had always acted this very same way. In order for her to be the wrongdoer in the eyes of others, she had laughed like that all the time.
みやちゃん
Mia-chan.
本当に私がミヤであなたがユアだと思う？
Oh god, are we gonna get a fucking Higurashi thing out of this? Do you really think that I'm Mia and you're Yua? Hello Mirage, welcome to the stream. Oh, that'd be crazy if that's true, Hollow Mirage. If this is a Kasumi situation, oh my god.
どういうこと？
What do you mean?
もし逆だったら？
No, I really think it's Suwa trying to trick her. What if you've got it backwards?
あなたはミヤ。死んだのはユア。殺したのはあなた。
You're Mia. Yua's the one who died. And you're the one who killed her.
何を言っているの？
Yeah, I know what you mean, Holomarch. What are you saying?
あなたは親に愛される姉が疎ましくてネットで殺人を依頼したのよ。
Yeah, no, this is totally bullshit. Yeah, it's fucking Suwa. You were so displeased with the love your parents had for your older sister. You went online and hired an assassin.
しかも自殺に見せかけるように見ず知らずの4人も一緒に飛び降りさせた。
You think it's the purple guy is the man behind the slaughter? I don't know, Void. And on top of that, to make it seem like a suicide, you made 4 strangers jump off alongside her.
あなたは姉になりすまして妹の死を悲しみ涙を流しているふりをしながらこれまで姉が独占していた親の愛を手に入れて心の中では北斎縁で
You pose as the poor big sister mourning her little sister's death, full of deceit running down your face. And once you finally got your parents' love that they only had for your big sister, you laughed from the deepest depths of your heart.
違うわ
You're wrong.
私はユアよ
I'm Yua.
誰がそれを証明するの
And who can prove that exactly?
私はユアのはず
I should be Yua,
でも確信が持てない
but you're not sure.
私を私だと証明するものって何
What can prove that I am me? That's possible. It's possible, Homirage, that they did a twin swap, but she definitely didn't hire a fucking assassin. Hold on, let me turn off the fan if it's really bothering you. The twin swap is possible, like she was taking, like, it was, you know, a Higurashi deal.
Your face, your name, your memories.
自分のことなのに
Even though it's me.
自分で自分を証明するなんて不可能。
I can't prove who I myself am.
She's gonna. I think I know what's gonna happen. She's gonna get her D sword and cut through this illusion. Hopefully.
私がミアだっていう可能性もあるの。
I am so gonna, as soon as I have the money to get it, I am so gonna fucking play Baldur's Gate 3 Hollow Mirage. Everything I've heard about that game looks fucking phenomenal. I can't wait. I definitely want to get that, like, in a couple of weeks. Yes, Void, I really want Yua to get her sword. I really do.
Could it be that I'm Mia?
あなたはいろいろと調べていたじゃない。
Didn't you look into all sorts of things?
多重人格、無遊病。
It is kind of what she did to Taku. And there were multiple Takus, you know? There were. She just... How could she possibly imagine that he literally cloned himself?
Multiple personalities. Sleepwalking.
記憶捏造。それから妄想。
Of course, Seiya, of course. They gotta save it for a dramatic moment.
Fabricated memories. And lastly, delusions.
Concepts you itself have been looking into prior. They show just how real the ambiguity of memories, or perhaps recollections, truly was. She didn't know nor understand herself anymore. What was she? Yua cradled her head as she shook it in denial. Come on, Yua!
あなたは誰？
Who are you? Who am I?
Was she Yua who had always played the good child? Was automatically loved and cherished by her parents? Was she Mia who had always played the bad child? Was actively hated by her parents? The child who, despite her actions being her own, offcast her sister glares of jealousy and hatred.
さあ、私も。
Now you.
Now I... Mia, or possibly Yua, guided Yua, or possibly Mia, as she walked down the corridor soundlessly.
私と同じ目に遭いなさい。
Yup, oh boy, yup, yeah, this is totally fucking Sua bullshitting. Fucking psycho.
Shall suffer the same fate as I. Shall suffer the same fate as you.
Yua and Mia, identical twins, faces a mirror image of one another. Well, it seems like one needs glasses and the other doesn't. It's another case of identical yet somehow hotter twin sister. It's like one of the few funny quotes from later seasons of Fairly Odd Parents. And the boundary that served to differentiate the two was growing more and more blurred. Oh boy. God damn it, Sua. Why are you so fucking crazy? Why are you so fucking crazy, Sua? I think he just has like a god complex, I guess. I meant conventionally, Void Dweller. And I was just trying to use that Fairly Odd Parents quote because it's I just think it's really funny. Cheers. All right, let's see. How long is this scene? Because depending on what's what, depending on how long something is, I might go back and do those 2 delusions. Good, bad, I'm the girl with the D sword. Hilarious mystery theater. So if this is a long scene, right now what I'll do is go back and, oh, it's not very long? Okay. 2 enormous boxes stood tall within the darkness. And yet compared to the nearby Shinjuku skyscrapers, they were akin to a small child looking up at the parents. The hospital roof. That was where Yua found herself, having been led there by Mia. A section of the towering fence had been torn open just wide enough to allow a person to fit through. Yeah, but looks like she's being set up to be the next victim. Whether this was an intentional effort, none could say. Mia and Yua, after moving through the torn section to the outside of the fence, both now stood at the edge of the roof. Before them, the outpatient ward. As that location was lower than the hospital ward, the entire breadth of the roof garden was visible to them. However, the lights were still turned off, so even if there were people there, Yua would be unable to know. The wind blew strongly on the rooftop. The gale made Yua and Mia's soft hair flutter, along with the hems of their clothes.
私たちはもともと一つだったんだから。
In the beginning, we were both one. In the beginning, we were both one.
また戻るだけ。
So now we are simply returning to one again. So now we are simply returning to one again.
一歩を踏み出せば。
Should you take just one step? Should I take just one step?
あなたは私になる。
You shall become me. I shall become you. Don't do it, Yua! Yua, her eyes vacant of all light, mechanically whispered those emotionless words. Come on, you're right where Takumi was. You can get your sword, please. Spreading her arms to maintain her balance, she endured the upward rising wind. Beside her, Mia, arms spread just as Yua's were, looked at her sister and smiled.
耐える必要なんてないよ。
You don't have to endure it for long.
あなたは私の痛みを知らなくちゃならない。
But you do have to learn what it feels like. My pain.
さあ、飛んで。
So, time to jump.
そうすれば、私もあなたも同じ痛みを共有するわ。
That way, both you and I will share the same pain.
私はどっちなの？私？あなた？
Which am I? Me? You?
それを聞いても意味はないわ。
There's no point in asking that.
どっちにしたって。
No matter which it is,
あなたは飛ぶ。
you will jump. I will jump. No, don't do it! No! All hesitation left within Yua disappeared. Is Bond gonna yell out? And so moving her forward, she... Yeah. Wait, did he shoot his gun? A gunshot towards through the dark night, and with the start, Yua came to her senses, realizing where she was. She let out a frightful scream. The sheer height of where she stood immediately disoriented her, making her lose her balance. Oh shit. She very nearly fell, but in her desperation, she shot her hand toward the fence behind her and grabbed onto it. Because of this, she successfully managed to avoid being met with a terrible fate. The gunshot had come from the roof of the outpatient ward. Here, look at it once more. Wait, so this was something that was a delusion of her own. Oh, that wasn't even freaking Sua doing it. That was like a delusion of her own. Unless he could like multitask. In the circular clearing on the roof garden, she managed to spot multiple figures. There were two of them. One was on the ground and the other stood beside them.
Bansan.
Bansan? Had the detective shot someone? Or had the detective been shot by someone?
何をしてるの？
What are you doing?
どうして私と同じ痛みを味わおうとしないの？
Why won't you suffer the same pain as me?
そんなの卑怯よ。ずるいわ。
You're such a coward. Do you realize how unfair that is?
みやちゃん。
Mia-chan.
違うわ。私はユアよ。
No, I'm Yua.
ユアは私。
I'm Yua.
ミヤはあなた。
No, you're Mia.
あなたは一体何なの？
What on earth are you?
私はあなたの望んだもの。
I am what you wished for. Is she the G-sword?
あなたは私の望んだもの。
You are what I wished for. Ooh. Oh shit. Mia reached for her sister. Placing her hands around Yua's neck, she began to strangle her. In some timelines, yes, boy. Jeez. This really is like a Mion and Shion, it feels like. Yua felt a strong pressure on her throat. She could no longer breathe. He was no ghost. She definitely had a body of flesh and blood, and now she was strangling Yua with it. Did she create her or something?
お願い。死んでよ。
Please, die for me.
今日ぐらい私のお願いを聞いて。
Just this once. Do this for me.
いつも我慢してきたんだから。
I've endured this all alone for far too long. Yua's vision grew crimson. She reached her hands out into the air in front of her, but found herself unable to grasp anything. I'm going to die. Oh shit. Washed with the most extreme dread, using her whole body, Yua called upon strength she did not even know she had. She tried desperately to break free from Mia's grasp. But Mia was too strong. Yua was unable to move her even a single inch. Even Yua's thoughts were dyed crimson. It felt as though her consciousness was being coated in a layer of viscous blood. In a desperate frenzy, she shook her head so violently her glasses fell from her face. And from that point, to an outside observer, Yua and Mia were no longer distinguishable. I mean, they were still wearing different clothes. It did not matter who killed who. It was always arbitrary. If Yua died, all Mia would have to do was become Yua. If Mia died, all Yua would have to do was become Mia. Feelings of resignation steadily spread throughout Yua's heart. Before her eyes was Mia's or possibly Yua's face. Seeping with anger. Not wanting to see such a sight, she looked away. And what vaulted into her red field of view was the shrubbery. Shrubbery and the flowers adorning the roof garden. There it is! Yeah! Woo! There it is! In her mind, Yua felt there was a shadow among those flowers. the likes of which she had never seen before. The frowns was simply an illusion. She had dropped her glasses in the struggle after all. However, no longer able to breathe and suffering from so much pain, a faint sense of peace gradually rose from within her. Despite her thoughts of simply surrendering herself and peacefully passing on, her instinctive desire to not die denied her of that peace. It made Yua extend her hand towards that disparate shadow. Ooh, wow, that looks really cool. Looks like the Master Sword, with like a fancy handle. Her distance from the shrubbery was about 2 meters. As she was now, there was no way she would reach it, even if she were to extend her hand. And yet, you gotta believe! Her fingertips touched something hard and cold. She then grasped it almost completely unconsciously. The second she did so, Kusuno's consciousness, right on the verge of fading, instantly became clear, as if the haze had been dispelled from her mind. Hell yeah! Awaken! There was an invisible yet fierce impact. Her sister, rained upon by showering red lights into petals, was blown away! Woo! Hello, Antonio. Welcome to the stream. Languidly standing up, she grasped for air. Yua looked at what she was holding and instantly doubted her eyes. It was a sword. It's time to go Tsukihime on this bitch. All too elegant like glasses worn by one, all too sharp like the witch shown by the other. All too immaculate. All too delicate, its frame easy to fracture, all too profound, its nature veiled. And so beautiful if I can tear small laid eyes upon it. And so beautiful if I can tear small laid eyes upon it. What on earth? The object now in her hands reminded you of Icy's sword that she'd seen at the overpass, sword that Bon had spoken of, Senna's. What was that? Mia, after being blown away by the mysterious impact, had been buried in the shrubbery. As she held her head, she freed herself from it and crawled back to her feet. What have you done? I...
Mia-chan. やっとわかったわ。どうしてここまで一生懸命あなたの死の真相を調べていたのか。
I think I finally understand why I went to such great lengths to learn the truth behind your death. Oh, hello, Zash. Welcome to the stream. Wow, you're right. That is totally possible.
私を殺そうとしたの？
Did you try to kill me?
また殺されるところだったの？また？
Did I almost just die again? Again?
結局、私はあなたが怖かったのよ。当てつけに死なれたと思ったの。あなたがわからなかったの。
In the end, good night, Void. Oh, good. Have a good time at work. In the end, I was afraid of you. I thought you would let yourself die out of spite. I didn't understand you.
あなたが死んだ理由は私のせいじゃないって証明して安心したかった。
I wanted to prove that your death wasn't my fault. I wanted to feel some kind of relief.
最低のお姉ちゃんね。
I'm the worst big sister ever, huh?
どうして死んでくれないのよ。
Why? Why won't you die? She could no longer get through to her. Their two selves, once together in the beginning, and now diverged completely, never to return to one again. Oh shit. Jeez. Dang. Mia reached to grab her once more, reminded of the pain she experienced before. U.S. trembles of dread return, leading her to... No! Ooh! Slice that delusion. Brandish her sword. Carved a sharp trail and then cut the ghost in half. Mia's movements came to a halt, and with a look of shock on her face, she traced the wound of gouged flesh with her hand, beginning from the left side of her torso and ending all the way to her right shoulder. No blood sprang forth.
みやちゃんは2ヶ月前に死にました。
Mia-chan died 2 months ago.
それならあなたは誰
Hell, yeah, seriously. Is that a delusion or what? So if that's true, who are you? Countless particles large enough to be seen by the naked eye came flowing out from within Mia. Her body, now enveloped in bubbles, gradually collapsed to the ground as her silhouette faded and faded. She was just a delusion. Did Sua create her? It was now transforming into something else. Yua, with feelings of incredulity, saw what it was. After a moment's wait, a man with impressively large physique appeared in Mia's place. Jeez! Oh, it was a fucking mind control fucker! He was wearing a denim shirt, jeans, and a rucksack on his back. Oh my god, the freaking generic mook with a mind control thingo. You had never seen the man before.
誰
Who
あなた誰
who are you? So he was just like a minion. Dang.
どうしてみやちゃんの姿にどうやって
Why did you turn into Mia-chan? How did... Yua backed away in confusion, still holding her D-sword. The man was similarly bewildered. He had not lightly predicted they would be uncovered, leaving him to act in a very clearly frantic
お
manner.
前こそなんで
I'm the one who's confused here.
まさかこのガキギガロマニアックスか聞いてないぞ
This brat's a giggling maniac. Nobody fucking told me.
くそどうしたら
Shit. What do I...
And then, ignoring gravity itself, it came flying in its path. Oh, yeah! Oh, Sua disposing of freaking useless pawns. Its path almost horizontal.
Huh?
By the time the man looked behind him, it had already perforated the rucksack on his back.
Oh!
And with that same rucksack, a pale flash of light surged. The man, as though he had just received an electric shock, stiffened up like a pole. His eyes shot open wide, and only a moment later he lost consciousness, falling face first to the ground. He foamed at the mouth, and every so often his body would twitch. The object that had pierced the rucksack. Oh, yes! Woo! With a sword quite like the one you had obtained just a moment ago. Beautiful curves adorning its every edge. Fucking ISA! Best girl coming along, yes!
これ
This is... You will remember the sword. She'd seen it just once before. A single presence approached her. Yua raised her head. Someone then emerged from the fucking darkness.
何事かと思ったらこんな騒ぎになっていたの
I was curious about what was transpiring, but to think the disturbance would be so great.
岸本さん
Kishimoto-san? Without a change in her expression, Ayase glanced at the sword Yua held in her hands.
感じる大いなる意志を私がこの病院に居続けた意味はこういうことだったんだ
I can feel it. The greater will. So that was the meaning behind why I came to stay in this hospital. Huh? Yua had sunk into the ground, dumbfounded. Ayase picked up the glasses that had fallen near her, crouched down in front of Yua, and peered at the girl's face. Then with her slender fingers, she brushed Yua's hair aside and gently put her glasses back in place. And damn, nobody can freaking resist Ayase's charms.
君もグラジオールの黒騎士だったのね。
So you too are one of the Black Knights of Gladio. And with that, Ayase gave a faint, transient smile. Oh man! Awesome! Fucking awesome! Woo! Oh my god. Badass! But what about poor Bon? Oh god. I wonder if the two of them can hold off freaking, can hold off Sua long enough for the rest of them to get there. So yeah, that was the only one who needed to actually awaken. I mean, Nanami probably has her own D-sword, and we know Senna and freaking Kozupi have theirs. The only one we haven't seen now is Nanami. I knew Zash, right? No, but that's because Ayase is such a fucking badass. Alright, you guys, so I think this is a good place to stop for here. Like, did Bon really just die? It seems like such a waste for him to go out so quickly like that. Oh, man. So I wonder if Sua is going to see those two. I wonder, like, is he going to fight them if they're going to be, like, outclassed? Because he's, like, the main villain. Well, the main fighting villain. Like, the other one, obviously, Nozomi, like, the Nozomi executives don't fight directly. But, oh, man. That was such a freaking badass scene. So cool. So fucking cool. I'm hyped through the roof for next time. Woo! Right. We're gonna see. I mean, it was. Yo, that's right. We should see the delusion. You know what? You're right. Before we forget, let's see that fucking delusion. Let's see them. Before we forget.
これは妄想だ。
Green first.
そうだよ、妄想なんだ。いつもしているみたいな。
Delusion driver.
これ以上妄想しちゃダメ。
No more delusions, Taku. Oh, she canceled it. Oh, my mind's still trying to delude itself. Was forcibly ripped back to reality by Rimi's words.
出ないと私タクを消さなくちゃいけな
So
くて
that's where that's from. Otherwise, I'll have no choice but to erase you, Taku. I will fucking murder you.
殺すの？
You're gonna kill me? A chill ran down my spine. My perception of Rimi, the girl I thought would save me, was rapidly spiraling. Now she was turning into someone completely unrecognizable to me.
殺すんだな。やっぱり君が殺人犯なんだ。
You are, aren't you? I knew it, you really are a murderer! So why? Why did she look so...
Biting her lip as she fought back tears, hanging her head as low it could be. Oh, it only made me hesitant to accuse her of anything. Yeah, I think this is the same. And from the way it looks like it's going to be identical if I choose the red one. Oh, it was a super short scene, yeah. If it's red, I think it's all going to be the same.
妄想なんだ。いつもしているみたい。
Oh, red works!
これ以上
Oh, no, it
妄
doesn't.
想しちゃダメ。
Yep, okay, she just canceled it. Okay.
出ないと私
Okay, you guys. Alright, well, you know, Void can see that. at the end if he wants. Yeah, super, super short thing. Dang. She can fucking cancel the delusions. She's super strong. And yeah, she really wants to protect the Shogun. Oh, man. I hope we get, like, more flashbacks about Rimi and Shogun. I really want to learn more about them. Like, I really want to see, like, what their whole deal is. I don't know. Even though we've barely seen them, I'm really starting to ship them a lot. I really like those two together. I don't know why I'm, like, really liking it. I guess it's, like, the idea of, like, her, like, being so devoted to him and, like, he's trying to save the world and stuff like that. Like, through this great self-sacrifice. And, like, he's lost his power because of it. And she's, like, doing this. Like, they're just working together in this hopeless situation. I don't know. It feels very romantic that way. But, okay, you guys. Next time, we will continue and, I think, finally find out more about Nanami. Like, what her deal is. And we finally got to see freaking Yua awaken her D-Sword. That was so fucking cool. Until next time, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.